I was expecting to get a hard time.
I think there's a lot of stuff going on
Yeah.
that isn't recorded at the moment. Now, I run a political group on Facebook. There's 2,500 people. It's a bit outdated now, to be honest. It was a Brexit group.
Right.
We moved it to Brexit and politics in general, and it's peopled by 98-99% Tories, which is who I have always voted for, but I've torn up my card now.
A lot of the Tories have,
Yeah, so I ran a poll just a few weeks ago, and you know, the 2,500 people did.
But you're
just a few hundred.
That's all polls use, 2,500 people.
But what I will tell you is, given the fact they were nearly almost all Conservatives, when it came to how many would vote for Conservatives still, only 14%. When it came to how many would vote for Labour, and there were a few, it was 3%, I think. Lib Dems, nobody. Reform, you picked up 74%, and that's countrywide.
That is wow.
That's why I think there's an undercurrent going on. Not everybody's speaking.
No.
I have voted Tory all my life. I gave a speech on Brexit Day at the local con club in Truro. I've met Boris Johnson. I was an activist, mainly for Brexit, not so much for the Tories.
Yeah.
But I became politically homeless when they started all fighting like rats in a sack. Didn't like the way they were working, and I've discovered on social media where we don't really have any bias. I mean, I can't make them vote.
No.
They're all feeling the same.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Labour are doing, but what I can tell you is the Tories are all thrown in the towel.
I'll tell you something about Labour, right?
Anymore.
Let me tell you this about Labour. 14 years of Conservative rule, right? You should see red boards all over the constituency. I hardly see anything, right? There's no appetite for Labour. You would see a red board all that. You go out now and look down the street, you should see a red board out of every house. We have 14 years of Conservative rule. There's nothing. See, one in one village. Now, Labour and the Conservatives, they had a database from the last election. All the elections they've done have been around forever, haven't they? So they'll go, oh, we put so many boards here and so many boards there. They've got a database. We haven't. We just got started. I started in January. I had no database. We need a match of them in boards. Right? With no database. So we haven't got much more than them. But they should have. They should have loads.
Well, what I don't understand is why Conor Donithorne's going around telling everybody on all social media what a brilliant reception he's getting on all these events, very positive on the doorstep. Everyone I know is saying something different.
They all say that.
There's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on, but I think like Brexit, you're going to see this groundswell, and I think there's going to be a lot of surprises.
I think you're right. You know, they're all doing that, and the Labour are saying, "Oh, I'm picking up Conservative votes." Really? Would Conservatives vote Labour?
No,
never. No, they wouldn't.
Not in a million years.
Not a million years. And so you think, you know. So I think the thing with reform, it's not left or right. It's kind of left and right are gone. It's kind of that arrow. If I had my way, would be pointing up, not right. I think the old left and right have gone. I think the working class and the middle class aspirationals have come together. The tax-paying, squeeze middle, didn't they? You know, the aspirational people, the people that want to, you know, want their country back. They are paying their money. I want to see something in return, and they want to be respected, and they want their voice heard. So that's not happening at the moment.